hazard pay means additional pay for performing hazardous duty or work involving physical hardship. With the COVID-19 public health emergency, that definition has been expanded to include additional compensation to mitigate the potential of harm from exposure to the virus. Under the guidance from the US Treasury, CARES Act funding received by the state and local governments may be used to cover hazard pay for employees in cases related to COVID-19. In AG Opinion Number 20-0074, the Attorney General opines that a public entity may grant its essential critical infrastructure workers and frontline employees retroactive hazard pay for past performance of a quantifiable amount of hazardous work provided the public entity determines that the pay meets the Cabela's test. The Cabela's test requires that the public entity have the legal authority to make the expenditure of public funds and must show all of the following. 1. A public purpose for the expenditure that comports with the governmental purpose for which the public entity has the legal authority to pursue. 2. That the expenditure, taken as a whole, does not appear to be gratuitous. And 3. That the public entity has a demonstrable, objective, and reasonable expectation of receiving something real and substantial in exchange for the expenditure. In the specific circumstances involved in that opinion, the public entity determined that its critical care workers would have received hazard pay at the time the work was performed if the entity had received the CARES Act funds to pay for it at the time. In that case, the Attorney General concludes, payment of the hazard pay would not be gratuitous, as the US Treasury guidelines allow for CARES Act funds to be used for hazard pay for these workers. To learn more about the requirements of the Cabela's test, please see the Cabela's test and Cooperative Endeavor Agreement FAQ on the LLA's website. Learn more by visiting the legal FAQs at the Legislative Auditor's website at lla.la.gov. This video is for informational purposes only and is not a substitute for legal counsel. Please consult with your attorney before making any decisions.